Alan, you have returned, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they couldn't kill me. They tried.
I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass. I missed you so much, though, Alan. I gotta tell you. I'm so glad to hear your voice again. How you doing, man?
I'm alive, I guess. That's the best way to sum that up.
Will you guess that you're alive? That's not healthy in the slightest, man.
Well, it's gonna be about 6 or 7 months before I can go back to me saying I never get sick, but still recovering a little bit.
That's the thing too. Like, do you even know what you were sick with? Like, I don't even know. You were just gone. I didn't even hear your voice for like a whole 4 days or whatever the fuck, man.
It was bad because I mean I couldn't even I didn't even feel like arguing or even talking that much. So it's
I know that's something that we don't hear from you quite often, dude.
Oh yeah, I think last after hours, I'm like, man, I don't wanna, I can barely fucking speak. I don't want to be in there arguing, so I'm like, I'm just not even gonna fucking show up. And I think I did a handful of recordings for one of us, but I'd have to mute my mic every couple of seconds because I get into a coughing fit. I'm like, oh, this is just awful to fucking be awake.
Yeah, no, that would have to be really fucking frustrating. But the thing is, though, I'm over here saying what's up, people in the Twitch, but no one's over there yet. I know that I guess they're kind of a tiny bit early as opposed to what we usually do. I think we're usually come on 20, 30 minutes after this particular time. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you actually end up coming over here to watch, I know Double Toast is starting soon, so we'll get through this shit pretty quickly. Jet!
Yeah.
Jet! How you doing today?
No.
Yeah, the thing is, here's the thing, man. You've been sick with sickness. I've been sick of fucking Mortal Kombat. I'm completely sick of this game. I'm playing the fuck out of it. I know they did an update. It's still excruciatingly fucking hard. Togi's over here saying Sonic sucks. I completely agree with you, Raheem. Fucking Sonic does suck. I don't like Sonic Mania either. I know Patrick Gertz is probably out there somewhere playing Sonic Mania just to be that guy. But yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, Alan. Even though you're sick and whatnot too, I know you don't want to do anything that's gonna make your high blood pressure go up or whatever the fuck. But yeah, have you played any more MK11?
A little bit actually, because I was playing a much worse game. I decided to pick up Days Gone. I was like, hey, Days Gone could be fun. And as soon as I put Days Gone in, it was like, oh, hey, do update. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll go do recording. That works out. For some fucking reason, even in sleep mode, this is a fucking year one PS4 problem where the console needs to be on in order to do both the fucking downloaded update and then the disc update, which has not been a thing for 3 fucking years. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with this game before we even get to the get-go. So I just say, fuck it, I'll play Mortal Kombat 11. I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'm enjoying it. It's fun to do the combat, the towers. That's kind of fun. So then I just say, fuck it, and boot up Days Gone. This game is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's painfully boring.
And I don't know if it's boring to you because of the fact that we just played zombie games so fucking often, and I don't know if that's something that's kind of I mean, you play Dying Light like a motherfucker too, you know what I mean? That game basically does the same thing that this game does, except I would imagine that you don't have all the parkour shit, in this game that you did in Dying Light.
That's the thing, not really, because Dying Light, Dying Light is its own story that just happens to be set in a zombie apocalypse. It's like, hey, go kill this warlord, basically. And it just happens to be surrounded by zombies. Where Days Gone is all about zombies. It's very similar to The Last of Us. People were comparing it to before game release. Y'all gotta play this shit. This is they basically hey, can we borrow the Last of Us engine while y'all do Last of Us 2? It feels again, from the shooting to how the combat is, feels very similar to Last of Us, but it's not fun in any way or shape or form. The combat is so bad. It's so fucking bad. You trying to shoot an enemy, the enemies will just zigzag and your fucking bullets will go wherever the fuck they want. So you're never hitting anything. The melee combat is awful. It takes 15 hits to kill anything. So you gotta find the best melee weapons on the fucking ground. But even then it takes 4 or 5 hits. It's just a fucking chore to do anything in this fucking game.
Is it at least fun to go from place to place? I know you got this motorcycle over here, and it looks kind of
cool.
That
motorcycle's awful. That motorcycle is a fucking chore to fucking drive. I'll say this, in Mad Max, you never need to worry about gas. This you do, so it makes it kind of oh, I gotta, if I'm going downhill, I won't rev my engine. That way I can save some gas. But it's not fun to even drive around that much. There's nothing fun about this game. It's for anyone that's played State of Decay 2, imagine if that was exclusively single player and had a much worse combat system. That's this game. It's just a worse State of Decay.
That really fucking sucks. Because I will say, I mean, it's not like I was really, really hyped for this game at all. I really wasn't. But it's just one of those things, you could easily do a game like this and make it be fucking amazing. It really just sucks that they dropped the ball on this, man.
Yeah, and it's the worst part is the main guy that got the image and the voice, Sam Witwer. He's a great voice actor and he's a great actor. I like him in a bunch of video games and television shows. So during the opening game, I'm like, oh hey, they got that guy. I actually didn't know. And it's like he's trying his best, and you can kind of see that he's adding something to the character that I don't know if they really anticipated it because like he's kind of a psycho. He's kind of really psychopathic, and you don't really get that because he's like this boring kind of like every good guy. But like when he talked about the fucking food, he's like, "Yeah, come here first. I gotta fucking kill you. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, you like that burning?" I'm like, "Okay, you're kind of nuts, dude."
Yeah,
But
he's kind
it
of sounds like
doesn't
fucking
do
Gary
anything
Eakin
to
over
the-
here.
Yeah, he's basically almost similar, but it does nothing to the game. It's so fucking boring. I just gave up. I'm like 5 hours in. I'm like, I've fucking given this game as many hours as I can fucking give it. I'm done.
You gonna
Yeah.
return it?
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck yeah. Like I already fucking getting rid of
See,
it.
I was
like,
almost at that
easily.
point too when in day one, and I'm literally talking about day one because I fucking pre-ordered this shit and I was so hyped for Mortal Kombat 11. I wanted to return this shit because I bought the $90 version or whatever the fuck. I think it was actually $100, like 98 or whatever the fuck. But anyways, I got this fucking thing, and I wanted to return it because I was so upset. And then, after going through the crypt and kind of learning more stuff about the video game and everything too, and then, not to mention Ed Boon, they actually did an update to this. And I will say, like, the update didn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah.
I still can't fucking do shit on here. It's still fucking hard. I don't like the fucking storyline. The storyline reminds me of Endgame. I didn't like Endgame. I know you didn't fucking like Endgame. And I would. I'm gonna ask you what your rating is on that, by the way, too, just so you have a chance to even like express that. But we're not gonna talk about Endgame on here because I'm
Yeah.
sick to death of this fucking movie. I almost hate this movie just because of the conversation surrounding it. But before we even get into our current topics today,
Sure.
what is your rating for Endgame, man?
Honestly, it's on our rating it'd be a rented. It would just be right in the middle. And double toasted rated it'd be a low rental because like there are a lot of problems with the game. That's not the game. There are a lot of problems with the fucking movie, and I really just think it's poor writing. I really think it's just poorly written, and it's just like, oh yeah, the audience isn't gonna think about this too much. But if you think about it, if you think about it a little bit, it's a problem. But that climax though, like any problems I have, kind of I forgot about when that climax happened. That battle sequence is fucking amazing. So it's like that's probably one of the best battle sequences I've seen in a superhero movie. So that kind of like changed a lot of stuff because it gave me stuff that I've been waiting for a while. And I don't know if I ever said this on the fucking show, but I remember ranting about this to my friends saying Age of Ultron is a pile of fucking garbage. That climax is fucking
Oh,
awful.
how dare
You know
you.
what should have fucking happened in fucking Age of Ultron? Captain America should have picked up Thor's hammer and beat the shit out of him. And I was like, man, that's never gonna happen. That's way too fucking cool. It fucking happened in Endgame, and I was fucking arms up in the theater. I almost jumped out of my chair when that finally happened because that's something that I've been waiting for such a long fucking time. And we finally got it. It was like, yeah, they did a lot of cool stuff with this. It was do fan service in the right places. So it's like for all the problems that Endgame has, and if you think Endgame is perfect, it's not. But that's not even a slight in the movie. It's like there are problems with the fucking movie, but that climax is really fucking good. And Spider-Man got the fly on Thor's hammer. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like I still thought that was a little silly, but whatever.
It was, but fucking, I don't care.
But speaking of silly, man, we got lots of silly shit to talk about today. And Jen, I'm gonna
Oh,
ask you really
no.
quick before we even get into this. At any point when we actually saw the poster and whatnot to fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, did you think maybe this one would be absolutely ridiculous?
Fuck no. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, but that's the thing though, like because of the fact that we know it's gonna be fucking silly because it is Sonic the Hedgehog and everything Sonic the Hedgehog is silly anyways, even the video games. You can't really expect
Have
this
you
to
played
be.
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2?
It's still silly, but that's the thing is like we
Yeah,
know it's
they're
gonna be
silly
silly.
as fuck.
But because it's
Okay.
silly, I would think that it would be like we're not gonna expect a whole lot out of this. Like we're gonna, I mean, if it's not gonna be silly, it'd be fucking even more silly if they try
No,
to
the
take
problem
this
with Sonic. Okay, the problem with Sonic, and this is something that nobody actually realized until Sonic 06, is that if you did everything prior to Sonic 06 and Sonic Adventures 1 and 2 and all the other games, they're on their own weird universe that fit. Like the Sonic games fit within their own established universe. It's just, hey, it's a single player racer. You just go around in loops. You save animals. You defeat Eggman. It was its own very very simple thing. When you try to put it in a real world setting with real people, and this is what Sonic 06 happened there, it is jarring that this like 5 foot fucking thing that is apparently supposed to be an hedgehog is interacting with people. So it's like it was jarring from that get go, and everyone's like, "This is just uncomfortable. What the fuck are we looking at?"
Mhm.
And they kind of kept trying to do it, but they kind of kept like because Mario did it, And Mario was able to kind of make it in a 3D sense with almost real people, and it almost worked. Especially with Odyssey that came out, it's like it was almost able to work. Sonic has always been so fucking weird that it can never work in the real world. So the fact that they're not doing like, I wanted them to do something like a Spider-Verse, do
Mhm.
an animated fucking movie that they could just do whatever the fuck they want with the art style and whatever the fuck, and they could do whatever the hell they want. Not this weird Alvin and the Chipmunks fucking hybrid bullshit. That I'm happy because this looks fucking terrible. Fuck the Sonic franchise. Fuck the Sonic fans that keep thinking this franchise is good. This is for you. This is what your franchise is. Some weird fucking alien thing that looks like a hybrid. I don't even know how to fucking describe that shit. It's like Alvin and the Chipmunks took the fucking Goober Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. Okay, let me ask you this
With
really
human
quick.
teeth.
Oh
Which is
god.
still, which by the way, you guys are describing something very horrifying, which is fucking awesome. Like that's
It
what
is
I want.
horrifying.
But that's fucking awesome. That's badass. Like I gotta tell you really quick too is like, and I correct me if I'm wrong because I don't want to say something ahead of time and then you're like, I never said that, Nick, you fucking asshole. But like Detective Pikachu, did you like the way that looked?
Okay, a lot of people are bringing that up. So
Because they look
I,
very
I'm-
fucking similar, dude.
No,
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 they
that's
don't.
the thing. Okay, two things. One, they don't. And the thing is, I never liked the way the Pokemon looked in Detective Pikachu because I always felt that they looked too weird. But at least that they were, especially with Pikachu and some of the other Pokemon, they were trying to get the anatomically correct within the video game itself. The way the eyes worked, the way the placement of all the body parts worked. That's fine. Like, as much as I have issues with how the art style is for the Pokemon, that everything looks way too gray and dark, I at least got that they were trying their best to get it anatomically correct. Sonic does not look any, besides the color of his fucking skin, doesn't look anything similar. Because people have done photoshops of him trying to look way closer with the eyes and stuff, and it looks way better when people do their photoshops than Sonic does look moving. And it's like, even if you want to sit there and be like, hey, maybe they look kind of similar. At least with the Detective Pikachu, they're trying to get it as close to the game as possible. I don't know what the fuck to do with Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too is like I'm looking at Kirk is saying we want to see Sonic's dick. I don't think we
fuck
do.
we
Actually,
don't.
no, we do not at all, man. But I mean, I'm actually wondering too, like if Sonic's dick got hard, would it be like Pikachu's tail? I don't know, but I will say this much
Why would you?
that because I'm a pervert. But no, man, like looking at this, I will say that like yeah. Obviously, Detective Pikachu is going to be a much better movie because there's something there. But then you get situations in this trailer where if you put these trailers right next to each other and play them at the same time, there's certain notes and certain beats that they hit at the same time.
Yeah.
Like for instance, when James Marsden, or I forgot his fucking name. I'm like,
Yeah, you got it.
okay, well, it sounds like I'm naming a guy off Red Dead Redemption, honestly.
Yeah, I know, right?
But there's a character, there's a part where basically he runs into this house, he has a gun, he shoots Sonic with the tranquilizer dart.
Oh, and you're thinking it's the same thing as the fucking staple gun in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, Justice Smith, whatever the fuck his name is, he runs into the room, and then Ryan Reynolds is like, shuffling through all the bullshit inside of his fucking dorm room or whatever. And it's
So-
like, this is the same thing. Like, they made the same joke, they made the same reactions to each other, and I'm like, okay, we can't be losing our shit. I mean, at least Sonic has a fucking villain in Robotnik, and Jim Carrey being such an amazing actor and going full force with this fucking shit.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Jim Carrey is not an amazing actor.
Yes, he is.
No,
sir.
he is, and he is awful. He's been awful for like a decade.
And I, again, this argument with Jet all the time. I've been trying to make her watch fucking like Jim Carrey movies. She wants to fucking yell all the time about, oh, hey Jim Carrey, he's fucking silly. He's
Liar,
stupid."
Liar is a great movie. Nothing will ever take a.
Wait,
that
how the hell
creepy
did you
ass-
just say that? Like, Liar, Liar.
Oh
is
my
not a
god!
good
I love how
movie.
you're like, he's such a great actor. And then I name a fucking good movie. You're like, well, except for that garbage.
Well, yeah, because that's garbage.
Fuck
You
Jim
just named
Carrey.
the worst one. What the fuck? And
I
thank you,
now named the
JP.
fucking worst one. If you think Liar Liar is the worst Jim Carrey movie, you have not watched a lot of Jim Carrey movies, which include the number 23. That movie's a
Mr.
piece
Penguin?
of shit. Oh god.
I don't even know what the fuck Mr. Penguin is. But here's the thing, though. I will say, like,
There hasn't been anything in the last fucking 10 years. What's he actually been in that anyone gives a shit
but
about?
Liar, Liar is not going to be the movie that I would say is the worst. Maybe I kind of overstepped
Yeah.
my bounds there. But I will say that it's not one of the best. There's like fucking 10 movies that he's done that are way better than Liar, Liar.
Sure,
Um,
but that's my favorite one as a kid.
Yeah,
Next
as
to,
a kid, that's
Ace
the biggest
Ventura.
part of that.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is also one of my favorite fucking Jim Carrey movies. But Jim Carrey, like, after a lot of those movies, just fell the fuck off. And the thing is, like, the worst thing you can say is, like, yeah, Detective Pikachu and Sonic had very generic ass trailers because they're trailers for video games that nobody thought would ever get fucking made. But as far as the level of quality, like, I think that the fucking Detective Pikachu at least is trying to do something with its world where I feel like Detective Pikachu's, I feel like, is trying to make a unique world, a world that we really haven't seen before in live action. where I feel like Sonic the Hedgehog is just trying to do stuff we've already seen. Sonic the Hedgehog feels like Smurfs and what was it? And what was that fucking other movie?
Well,
God,
you're saying
the Alvin
Smurfs
the Chipmunk
because
movie.
but you're saying
What about Yogi
Smurfs.
Bear?
Oh, yeah, Yogi Bear. Where Detective Pikachu doesn't really feel like that. Detective Pikachu just feels like an adventure movie.
Yeah, because they're not afraid to actually go cartoony with it. Like, a lot of the designs actually do match what they would look like in real life, with the cartoony aspect. With Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, they changed so much of him and tried to make him so hyper realistic that honestly, it's so ugly to look at with his fucking long, like muscular fucking. How do you skinny and muscular at the same time as a fucking
Well,
hedgehog
that's
like
what I was
that?
gonna ask you too. Is like, how do you see that as being muscular? He's skinny as fuck. He's just a hedgehog. Like, he
No,
doesn't
look
No,
at
he's
look at
athletic.
his legs again. Look at his legs again.
Okay, I'll look at his legs again. I'm gonna see his fucking M'Baku legs over here and shit. No, like they're regular legs. They're not that bad.
No, they are not.
Now, I'll have to
They're
show this in
weird.
the YouTube screen. I'll show this in the YouTube screen. They're not that bad. And I mean, this
They
is in
they are
full-
they are very bad. Like
They're fucking weird
they fucked up
looking.
his body so much. Honestly, they should have just gave him some skinny ass arms. Got rid of like mostly the hair on his legs and his arms. Make him look somewhat at least like his fucking like regular counterpart. And not only that, you don't even have to give him the fucking mono lid. Like at least make his eyes bigger.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
people have been doing photoshops of him. Both people are doing it almost to the same degree as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where they're getting the actual Sonic. But some people are actually taking that image of the whole rockets on him and adjusting his head and adjusting his legs and stuff to make it look closer to the actual like video game thing. And I think that's the biggest difference between Detective Pikachu and Sonic is at least for all the faults Detective Pikachu is probably going to have, at least they're trying to get as close as possible. They are not. That's the
Take away
opposite of
those
what they're
fucking
doing.
human teeth.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. The gloves are something that kind of like his hands are so humanized. I will say those kind of look weird, but at the same time, dude, it's a fucking hedgehog. Like it's gonna look weird as shit. This movie shouldn't have been a live action movie. It should have been a fucking cartoon movie. But they're not
And
gonna go that
also,
route. So
like, another problem is like the fact is like, are they only doing Sonic in this world? Like, there are different like characters in that world. Like, what?
well, they're not gonna want to show you that in the trailer though. They're gonna want you to wait all like they want you to percolate while you're sitting down
The
watching.
thing
The
is, like,
fucking
they
movie.
should at least show like someone else, so then we can think like, oh, hey, maybe some other people will be in, like some other people from Sonic franchise will be in here. So we're just not seeing fucking
No, this is
Sonic.
gonna end like
They just,
Transformers One, where Sonic's gonna fucking like on a decoder or some stupid shit because he says alien planet, and it's gonna go up to a fucking spaceship, and you're gonna fucking see Amy and Shadow there.
if they do some shit where you only get to see like those characters at like the end of the fucking movie, like some fucking stinger, like
Oh, it
whoever's
will
directing
be.
this gonna get smacked.
I promise. Yeah, I'll put money down that
Like, who
those
the
characters
fuck
are
wanted to
scared.
see the dude from fucking Hop again, basically with another animated fucking creature like fucking Sonic?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What
Yeah,
to say,
they showed
man.
images of him in a car with like they showed Marsden in a fucking car next to Hop, and then they put fucking Sonic like side by side. It's like this guy just likes driving around CGI animals, man.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too. Is like the main thing I'm looking forward to as well is the fact that like, okay, if this does well, even if it's gonna be a stupid comedy for little kids and everything too, hopefully at this point maybe we can have some kind of hype for fucking Super Mario Brothers with Illumination. I know that they're doing their thing. I know they can't connect, or can they? Can they do something where maybe Mario shows up at the very end or something?
Probably not
Like
because
the
at least
Super Smash
Illumination.
Brothers universe or some shit.
I was
Yeah.
man, that'd be hilarious.
No, that'd be
No,
fucking awesome. Like I
That would
mean,
be. I'd love it, but I think Illumination's going down the right aspect because they're making it a CG movie. They're just they're CG up. Despite like I kind of agree with Jet where I don't really like Illumination style. At least they're going full like animation, which means one they can get away with a lot of cooler stuff because they can get it closer to the actual video games and keep the dimensions there so that it doesn't look fucking weird. Like Mario, again, you're showing images on the fucking there. If that's what the movie looks like, that's fucking fine. But imagine trying to get Mario that looks identical to that set next to my ass. You'd be like, the fuck is this movie? But getting everybody in the Mario Mushroom Kingdom to look like that, that'd be fucking fine. That'd be no problem at all. This Sonic movie looks as bad as I hope. I can't wait to watch this garbage. This movie's gonna be a pile of fucking shit, and I can't fucking wait.
no, and that's
Except
another
for Jim
issue.
Carrey's part as fucking like Eggman. Like he actually made me laugh. He'll
Thank
probably
you.
be
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
Jim
saving
Carrey.
grace in this movie.
They
Yeah.
spent half the budget trying to make Jim Carrey look like he's 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucked up. But yeah, I'm looking at him now.
Fuck him. Fuck Jim Carrey, his anti-vaxxer ass. I hope he fucking dies of a cold.
No, actually, I was thinking about that too. I actually pulled this up too. And granted, I mean, it was 4 years ago, so maybe he's kind of changed his fucking his stance on this. But yeah, he's saying he's not anti-vaccine. He's anti-thermoso or what the fuck? I don't even speak Spanish.
There's it's a bunch of other stuff in there, but I'm sorry, you don't get to sit there and pull it back when you're one of the fucking celebrities that started the anti-vax movement. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, shit. I mean, we'll see.
No, fuck him. I'll never forgive him for that shit.
But what does he mean by that too? By the way, he's not anti-vaccine, but he's anti all the other things that are basically anti-vaccines.
So basically, a long story short, when it comes to vaccines, is that there's a bunch of chemicals in there in order to maintain the shelf life and be able to transmit it across the fucking world and keep the prices down. Two of which are the thimerosal and mercury. Those are used within vaccines in very small amounts in order to make sure that they can actually, be transported to places in the fucking dead of Africa that don't have proper storage for vaccines and to make sure they can actually last. And he's like, oh, well, all this bullshit causes all these fucking problems, and look at what it's doing to your fucking kids. And it's like, oh, well, he's trying to walk it back. It's like, no, you are anti-vaxxer. You're a fucking asshole, and you don't understand half of what goes into a fucking vaccine is to keep it proper, is to keep it from fucking expiring so that people don't fucking die. You started a fucking movement that's killing hundreds of people a year, you fucking asshole.
Damn, get his ass. What the
fuck him? He is fucking awful, and he's a terrible actor.
And he's and he's like a villain in real life, and now in the movie Robotnik, you're gonna be in the movie there, like, yeah, get him, Sonic. Fuck yeah, I hate this guy.
I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in that movie, but I can't fucking wait for it to be like that's after hours material, man. You know we're watching that.
No, I'm not watching that shit with Julian. The fucking praise be the fast one, bro. I'm not gonna deal with that shit, Julian. If you do that shit, I'm gonna fucking whoop the beard off your fucking face. God damn it, I would hate that shit. But yeah, I probably ended up watching it. I know you motherfuckers. You always gain up on me and then end up having to watch something. By the way, too, like Venom, I was gonna watch it the other day by myself, and like I could just hear Gertz and fucking Julian laughing ear by ear, and like now you guys ruined that fucking movie. So thank you very much. Thank you so much. You ruined my favorite movie of 2018. You fucking assholes. And I don't even know if it's my favorite, but the only thing I can think of right now. Anyways, moving on from that, though, now we're going to be talking about something a little bit different here. So, there's some news coming out about Sex Education Season 2 on Netflix. Apparently, it's going to be getting its release date, right? And I know it's not a big thing. I know it's not trendy or whatever the case may be, but we don't have to touch on trendy stuff all the time. The thing is, though, is I'm kind of interested in the fact that, yeah, apparently, people watch this fucking thing where it's going to get a Season 2, and it is something that's worth being posted on Screen Rant.
They just see the name sex and something. They go just fucking crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and it's weird because there's so much sex and a lot of stuff. I mean, including like other topics we'll be talking about, like Game of Thrones, etc. I'm kind of wondering like why would people even still care about these? And I'm like, oh, let me guess, it's the whole build up of the storyline and the whole like, every storyline in these shows like Pen 15, etc. and Big Mouth, even the animated show, it's about the awkwardness of getting to know yourself sexually. Yeah. And the thing is though, is like, dude, I've seen this in so many movies and so many shows. And I'm just wondering, obviously it's a fucking trend, but when is the trend bubble going to stop? It's one of those things where, I mean, why do you think this even happened in the first place? Like, do you feel like these are of actual quality, or do you think that this actually is a trend?
I think it's a bit mix of both, actually, because something that we always talk about with Ganja's bitch ass is how trends work, and trends will always happen in TV and video games and everything, is whatever's popular. And when the whole sex trend sex trend never really died, but it's always kind of been lulled. It's just every now and then, like with Big Mouth and other stuff, it's like people are like, well, a new generation has new sexual ideas and myths that they need to either get rid of or to continue as a result. And it's like what these shows allow them to do is to show it's like, yeah, you can have these conversations. You don't have to feel socially awkward about how you are sexually. So the better the shows are at capturing that real life stuff, like Big Mouth and Sex Education, the more likely people are gonna watch it. Because like shit, like fucking what was it, Van Wilder, or the fucking what was it, the American Pie movies. Those were just fucking weird, but they were for one generation. They spoke to one generation. That was a generation. Shut the fuck up. That
Jeez,
was a generation at one point.
I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you. Scared the fuck out of me. I'm gonna shit myself.
Hey, you don't remember American Pie with the whole MILF Stifler's mom thing? They literally chant that.
Yeah, and it's like that was a chant for a generation at a time, but then eventually that just stopped being the call sign.
Well, nowadays the chant is teenagers, barely legal teenagers.
No, God, I hope not.
13. It's like,
But
well,
as far as
fuck.
like but as far as that kind of stuff, it's like that's what's happening right now with Big Math and Sex Education. We're talking to a new generation, and we're trying to make sure that it's the voice of that generation. So as far as it gonna die, it'll probably just go down the same route as American Pie. Is eventually everyone's gonna jump on the trend. Not everyone's gonna give a fuck because they're like, hey, quick cash grab, and the quality's gonna go down except for the few that aren't. And then it'll eventually just kind of lull until a new generation takes up their sex education.
I'll just like say happy International Worker Days to all our great fans, and I'm happy to be here and talk about this sex shit. I'm glad I caught Connor just in time.
Yeah,
I hate this. I'm sorry, guys.
You hate what? Just the sex stuff? Oh wow, Kirk's talking about rule 1 of sex, eat the ass. No.
Eat the ass. Eat the ass.
I like how his next door neighbor is like, dude, I'm doing it. Leave me alone. But,
I'm already doing it.
but
No, I'm just glad that I grew up in such a privileged time that the only thing they were trying to sell us were older women, and now they're just trying to sell this barely legal shit, and I do not stand by it.
well, that's the thing too. Is like, even like, okay, back in the day, the whole MILF thing. I don't think they're really trying to sell you on MILFs. They're trying to just sell you on like, being a young kid wanting to fuck, and like honestly, if you're a young kid, there's only one place to go. It's up. You know what I mean? Like this kid over here is like fucking 18 apparently in the movie. I don't remember, but the thing is like.
Young, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was something that's kind of relatable back in the day. Now, I mean, we're hearing it from like the female point of view, and this is where I don't get. It's like I don't understand the funniness of seeing a girl try out a vibrator for the first time, and then they keep like in Pet 15, like they keep explaining that she's like super young, like underage, and then you get like the romantic side of it too, where you see "Call Me by Your Name," and I'm not gonna have a big old argument about that shit, but it's like that was going for a serious story. And it's just like, is it that common now? Like, am I fucking out of touch and I just don't understand this world?
Pedophile culture is out of this. Is like going out of control.
It's less of you're out of touch and more of it's been brainwashed into a lot of us, especially on this end of the world. Is that hey, sex is something you should talk about and it shouldn't be a thing until you're married. That's something that's kind of instilled into us ever since we're fucking kids. So the idea of it being out in the open makes you uncomfortable because you're not used to it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing for movies or TV, but it's just like one of those things where whether or not it's a good thing, I don't see this lasting, for another 2 years. I feel like.
No, this is gonna be forever, man. Like humans have loved sex since the ancient times when we were drawing dick pics on cave drawings. Like this is just something humans have always been into. So I do not see the trend of like sex comedies, especially now that they have a niche streaming services now that can cater to those type of like teen movies. Before you had to be one of the good ones, quote unquote, to actually get into movie theaters or get on TV for people to enjoy. And now with a lot of streaming services, it's easier to get these now. Mm-hmm. So what you're gonna see them as less become mainstream comedies and become like that niche stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I see your point there too, and I'm more meaning, I guess when I say like sex trend or whatever, I'm talking about more so like just the kid sex trend. It's like I feel like they're very, very close for just accidentally having an episode that takes it way too fucking far, and then every parent, every single person out there, every social justice warrior person goes, hey, wait, hold on, that's just too fucking far, and then there you go, you can't do it anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's already happened, but it's like, again, like I said, it's like, it's probably going to be a little bit more, but I think that it's, again, stuff like this, trends never, I almost want to say trends never die, they just lull out for a while, because like, I thought the zombie trend was over, but like, that's still happening to a certain degree. It's probably going to rise up in a couple of years if people want something different, but trends will always be around to a certain degree, and this is just one of the trends that it just happens to be hot right now. In another 2 years, it probably won't be as many shows. These shows will probably still be continuing, but it won't be as many new ones because the people are like, yeah, well, we kind of don't really want to watch new ones. It's just because none of them are as good. Is whether or not the quality for those shows, because that's important. That's super important at the start of a fucking trend, is get the best quality fucking shows to get people in the fucking door. Because if you have garbage, people are like, why, like, there's 3-4 fucking shows that are great right now. Why am I going to watch your trash?
Exactly. I'm going to actually, speaking of quality of shows and everything, Jay, I'm going to ask you, like, is there something that was within this trend of the last few years that actually was of quality? Like, what actually worked for you out of this garbage pile of trend?
Shit. Fuck.
So I'm thinking, I was going to say chewing gum. I don't know if that really counts.
Just like sex stuff in general, then, yeah, chewing gum is one of, like, the obvious ones. Hell, I can't, like, if Mean Girls counts, Like I would say that because it was also pretty funny. Anything else, like it's just like nowadays they just love doing that fucking awkward sex humor, which is like I don't know what to do. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm gonna do. What hole do I put it in?
Yeah.
Shit that annoys the fuck out of me. Chewing gum had that, but at least the jokes were funny.
Yeah, and it was so fast paced too. Like there's so much shit that happens.
And it was
too.
only 30 fucking minutes. Like I can't deal with the whole hour-long fucking show. That's all just a whole bunch of like, oh no, I don't know how to use this vibrator. Do I stick it up my butt? Do I stick it in my ear? Like I don't know. You're supposed to wash it off, or are you supposed to use it again? Type shit. It is so annoying because I wouldn't think anyone's that fucking stupid.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah. I agree with you that I don't want to watch that shit for an hour and a half because I don't think it's funny, but yeah, people are fucking stupid.
No, but that's the thing
At that
too,
point,
it's
they
like-
need to read a fucking book.
I legit, since we're talking about sex stuff, I'm gonna just reveal this shit. This is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard growing up as sex advice. If the girl is riding you, she can't get pregnant easy because gravity pushes the semen down.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Like I said, people need to learn how to read a fucking book.
yeah, or watch a porn.
That would
or
solve a
ask
lot of
question.
problems.
I mean, it got to a point too. Like we watched this movie. God, what the fuck was it called? 8th grade. That's what it was. And like not just the sexual stuff, but just like the like personality stuff. It's like I don't think girls are stupid enough to like be in really awful positions as far as like relationships go. Not relationships, but like crushes and whatnot. And it's like when I see a movie like that, I'm trying to think, okay, if I was a little girl and I was watching this and I'm like feeling similar feelings, how would I approach this? And I'm watching this character do dumb shit. And I'm like, oh, it's okay to do dumb shit. It's like, no, don't do that either. Like, you know that these fucking shows and these movies are impressionable, you know, for children. I mean, they're going to be watching this shit. So don't teach the wrong fucking thing. Like, oh, it's okay to be fucking dumb. It's like, no, sometimes you should probably get a better fucking, like, message out there. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's something that I guess the last thing I want to say on this topic is people are always so quick to be like, oh, every single show thing needs a fucking message. And forget that a lot of times that these are based off these are based off people's own experiences. Like if Ganja were to fucking write a story right now and the whole stupid thing of if a girl's writing you, yeah, whatever the fuck, and that could be an episode of any one of these fucking shows. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the message is, oh, hey, people, this is true or people think like this. It's more of just that there are people out there that don't understand this stuff. So a lot of times that's what's supposed to come across versus, hey, it's okay to think like this. Like, no, it's not okay to think like this. But it doesn't necessarily have to have a message. Sometimes it could just be fucking weird anecdotal stories. And I'm so sick of everyone, as soon as it's a sex comedy, you gotta have a fucking message. It could just be fucking weird ass stupid bullshit. It's just a fucking snapshot of reality. It doesn't have to have a fucking message.
Yeah, I mean, I see your point there.
I'm kind of on Alan's side when it comes to that. I don't think these shows should have a message, mostly because most of them are like comedies. And I think at that point, that's some old school mentality that's left over where, oh, if we're going to talk about this certain subject, there needs to be a message at the end so we wrap this up nicely and people know where we are on the side of the issue. And that's something left over, like I said, from the 80s and 90s of those sitcom shows. Like, oh, we're going to talk about gays today, folks. So this is a very gay episode. Make sure to tell your family so you can watch it together. It's kind of like that. Like, I don't like that in a lot of my shows. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like that when it's just 100% requirement of a message because a lot of times life is just chaotic, weird, and you do a lot of stupid shit. Like the fact that a lot of these shows show these adolescents to pre-adolescent kids at the height of their hormone stuff doing dumb shit. I find that way more believable because a lot of the stuff that I've done told stories here on the MCA, I was around the age of 13, 14, 15. And you wouldn't believe the shit I was doing. But I did it, and that's the kind of same thing with like a lot of these 8th grade shows, middle school shows. Is they're trying to show you what it's like for a lot of these kids on the extreme end, especially the ones that grow in these major cities like New York City, LA, and Miami, where there is a vast different rules and different ways of the cultures that you come in contact with. That it does get chaotic and crazy like that. So I kind of let it slide. The only problem I don't like is when it's a teen comedy and they're trying to sell to teenage girls, and I've noticed that as a trend recently.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna sell it to teenage girls, it's like I just feel like there should be better.
No, I mean they were trying to sell the teenage girls. Like they'll dress them clad and shit, or they'll be stereotypical characters. They're trying to push back that now with the Jonah Hill sister movie that's coming out.
Yes.
Good girls.
That looks pretty good. It's a woman's perspective on things, but the problem is you'll have like a lot of these writers and stuff that are just white Jewish men most of the time trying to write for white women, and that does not work. And for women in general, it doesn't work. And I'm hoping to see this one because I think one of the main writers is a woman to see the difference in a life experiences and crazy moments because women go through way crazier sexual moments than we do. It's just we're just more louder about it and we talk about it and we have the I guess you would say the privilege of being mainstream sexual identity. But women go through a lot of crazy shit. Just the period stories alone could give you an hour of laughter.
Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty fucked up, and that's it. The movie that we're talking about too. That's gonna be coming out soon. I think it's called Booksmart.
Oh,
Right?
it's a book for my bad. Because
Yeah,
there's a fucking movie that has almost the identical premise called The Good Boys or some shit. So that's why I keep confusing them.
yeah, no, but yeah, Booksmart. That's coming out. I think it might be out now. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, or no, release date is May 24th. I just looked it up. So yeah,
Yeah.
May 24th for that. We'll probably be reviewing that whenever it comes out. But the main thing here too is that Sex Education 2 apparently is going to be coming out early 2020. Hopefully by this point there's other shows going on where this is not going
Can't
to
wait
be.
to not watch it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like any of these fucking things, I'm not gonna watch. But it's kind of weird. It's almost like a war going on with that too. Like Pen 15's on Hulu, and this is on Netflix, and I think like they both keep coming out around the same time. So I don't know.
Netflix and Hulu are going at each other, man.
I mean, even with
like
the Fire Festival, I remember when they had Fire versus Fire Festival. I was like, what the fuck?
that was hilarious because like I think it was I don't know if they were if one of them knew the other two were doing it, but like as soon as fucking Hulu heard that Netflix was doing it, they released it like immediately. They're like, oh hey, you doing a Fire Festival? Well, ours is out.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. But
Hilarious.
anyways, we're gonna get the fuck out here soon. But I do want to give you a shot to talk about this one particular thing. Why are we getting so many crazy reactions that are hyperbolic on both ends about Game of Thrones season 8, episode 3?
Okay, so there's a few things that are going on. One of which is the actual battle. So for everyone in the audience, I want you to close your eyes and imagine the Battle of Winterfell. That's what everyone that watched the Battle of Winterfell saw. Black, nothing. You couldn't see a goddamn fucking thing.
I was wondering where the fuck you were going with that. I was like, huh?
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying because like I was hyped, man. I was like, you know what? I was disappointed by MK and Endgame, but you know what? Game of Thrones, man, they did an entire episode of people just talking in a room, and it was fucking dope, and I loved it. All I gotta do, like, how are they gonna fuck up a battle? They've done great battle sequences, and then as soon as it starts, it's just like, what am I fucking watching here? I legit was like, what is going on? I'm like, okay, maybe it's just, hey, maybe it's just the start of the battle. It could just be garbage at the start and lead in. But it goes on for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of barely being able to see what's going on, barely being able to see the main characters, zero choreography with any of the fucking fighting at all. And even though the fighting zombies and you expect them to be hack and slash, you can barely see what's going on outside of a few sequences. When the dragons come in, you're like, oh hey, dragons, fire, light the area up, and they do, but it doesn't really help a lot. It takes almost 40 minutes of the actual fight before we actually get to see anything that's good. And that leads into the second controversy, in which this is the book people that apparently in the book it's implied that in order for them to defeat the villain, somebody else actually is supposed to get the killing blow, but in the show, someone else. So it's basically like Jon Snow was supposed to get the killing blow in the book, but Arya Stark got the killing blow in the show. And people are pissed about that because they're like, hey, that character is not supposed to get that killing blow. And that's what's causing the second level of controversy. So the book people are mad about how the guy got resolved. Everyone that watched it is getting mad at them being able to see anything, except for the fucking people that up their eyes go, oh, get a better monitor. Fuck you. You know what I got? I paid for HBO. I paid for a fucking streaming service. I should be able to see. And the fucking cinematographer came out going, well, I fucking could see everything. I filmed it. Did you watch the finished product? Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some FX bullshit on top of it that's actually fucking causing. What do you mean I'm sexist? I actually like the fucking change. What are you talking about?
Hey, man, hey, leave me alone. What I do in the chat, I do in the chat.
You're making me look bad. Spell my fucking name right.
Yeah.
What I do.
Is it actually sexist because that
You said
person
sexiest.
got killed? I'm pretty sure.
No, by the way, Ganja said he was being the sexiest. It's not sexist. He said sexiest.
Damn right.
So, by the way, none of y'all motherfuckers know how to read. And secondly, Ganja, please type correctly. I mean, you got time.
Hey. First of all, I ain't got time, all right? I got hours. But that's
You have
different.
nothing better to do right now.
Yeah, you're not even talking. Like, just take your time and write it right.
Never. You're going to learn to read Ganjanese.
Jesus.
I did. That's why I knew what you were saying, even though you spelt it wrong. Any fucking way. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and my only problem with Arya killing the Night King is it felt too clean. It felt like a last-second save. Because it looked like they were going to lose. It straight up looked like they were going to lose. And last second, no, we got it. And I'm like, that was fine. That was interesting. But like, it was a bit too... That's the only problem I have is a bit too last second. And I really don't like last-second saves. I think that's just really poor writing. Where it's like, oh, no, we're about to lose. Hey, we saved it. You're happy, right? Yeah, okay, fuck you. Like, that it's just way too close for me. I don't like that shit at all. But yeah, it seems like people are just divided on it because yeah, cinematographer came out saying, "Hey, it was fine. I fucking filmed it." I'm like, no, this is a fucking problem because this show has had great battle sequences. The Loot Train's the one in last season, the Battle of the Bastards the season before, and the Battle of Blackwater. The Battle of Blackwater is a fucking ship battle at night, and you could see everything. It was a ship battle and a land battle, and you can see everything fucking fine. This is a fucking problem. Because I know Kirk's saying he can see it fine, but honestly, man, I had a fucking problem seeing most of it. It just was a jumbled mess throughout most of the fucking battle. And that is really fucking upsetting because this is a show that prides itself, when it got the budget, it prided itself on having large battle sequences. And this just feels like a fucking failure. I hope there's at least one more because basically, like, there's 2 threats in this season. They just dealt with one threat,
Yeah,
but
so
there's
the rest
still
of
another
it's gonna
threat.
be the whole Game of Thrones of it all, where like they're just gonna try to like fight over the throne, and it's like
Yeah.
I think people were really like, "Yo, this should have been the finale. You could have told that other story and it would have been fine, even if it wasn't that great." But
Yeah.
then this should have been the ending. And honestly, the way I hear about it, I'm like, "Oh shit, are we that far already? We already got to the finale, and it's not the finale." So I'm like, "Well, then what the fuck was the point?" Like,
Well, there were 2 threats. One was Cersei, which is basically the person that currently has the Iron Throne, and then there's going to be the Night King. The Night King, he's the big like world-ending threat. He's the superhero threat, if you want to say, the person we have to stop to save the world. But what's interesting about this show is that the person that was like Cersei, who's supposed to basically send her army to help them out, said, "Yeah, fuck you guys." She's like, "Whatever. If you guys fucking lose, I'll fucking take care of the Night King. If you guys fucking win, you guys will have like 10 guys left, and I'll fucking kill you anyway." So it's like all she had to do was sit back. So they've dealt with the Night King. The problem, but that you think, oh hey, we're over. No, we're not over because we still got a huge fucking threat that we got to deal with, and we just lost 90% of our fucking people. How the hell are we gonna beat her? And that's what the next 3 episodes are gonna be. So it's like they basically are gonna have 2 climaxes versus just one. So I'm like, that's interesting. I just hope the second battle is way fucking better because fuck, this battle was disappointing as hell.
yeah, man. But anyways, guys, we're gonna get the fuck out of here now. I know that it's kind of rushing through and everything. I just want to get his opinion on Game of Thrones, 3rd episode of season 8. God damn. I'm just gonna say got season 8 3. That'll be a lot fucking easier.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, with that said, tomorrow we're going to be doing the Unnecessary Gaming Show. I think it's like episode 17 at this point. I'm going to be playing some Overwatch. And then probably after that, I'm going to be playing some Mortal Kombat 11. I want to get you guys on to play with me. Cedric, I'm going to whoop that fucking ass. Alan, we haven't even played yet. What's up with that, man?
Yes, I will practice and I will play with you guys when we don't play Overwatch tomorrow.
Yeah, no. Really? You don't want me to play Overwatch?
Oh no, I just don't think you're gonna play it. I think you're just not gonna continue this trend of never playing Overwatch.
No, finally. Well, I quit my job. So, like, now I'll be able to, like, play any fucking thing all throughout the day. I might even bring back the Ringside Hangout just to fucking go against you, Alan.
Yeah,
just to
that'll
tell you
never
you're an
happen.
asshole.
Oh,
You're
dude, we
gonna be
forgot
on
something
it.
about the Sonic trailer, man. They put Gangster's Paradise as a song for that fucking movie.
So
We don't
fucking
need to talk
stupid.
about that.
Yeah, that's-
Yes, we do, because that's an entire new generation that's gonna associate Gangster's Paradise with Sonic the Hedgehog.
And you know what? That generation deserves it for all they've done.
But Ganja, really quick, though, I'm gonna give you a
What's
chance
up?
to plug your shit since you're even here. A little fire burning. I think did I get that right?
A little joint smirking, a little bong hitting, a little vape smoking. Everything good that we come by and check it out. It's a little fire burning. Come check us out. We got the Luminary Podcast with me, Alan, and our great ref of Ruthless comes by and talks about politics, shoots the shit pretty much, and just give y'all overall, I can't guess you say, insight about the world going on through our own special perspectives.
God damn, you fucked that up.
I did.
Yeah,
Like a
Stop
motherfucker.
passing it to him.
Jesus. No, Alan, don't you build it up now. You gotta do good too. Oneofus.net. Why don't you tell them about what you're doing over there, man?
Yeah, go check out oneofus.net if you want to hear me incoherently babble more about Game of Thrones.
Faster,
'cause we
Alan, faster.
He's
Anyway.
doing great. No, he did good.
Yeah, I was doing fine. Because funny thing is, we just talked about Game of Thrones. We just did an episode. I believe it just went up, episode 3, where we go into like almost the entire length of the episode, where we go like
Slow
bit
down
by
now.
bit. And stop talking.
Oh my god. I would beat the fuck out of you if I was Alan. I would just be like, you
Fucking
fucking
A.
bastard.
Any fucking way. Go to oneofus.net. The final watch has begun. That's the name of the actual podcast. I'm on there with Justin and a few other people. We're talking about Game of Thrones. We're talking about the last couple of episodes. As far as other final stuff, Gotham finally fucking ended. Thank goddamn Christ for that. So we also talk about the final days of Gotham. So be sure to check that out to get the final thoughts. Spoiler: it sucked, but it's finally fucking over. So be sure to check that out. There's also a bunch of screener stuff that I'm associated with. I did an episode of Breakfast Pub with them, so be sure to check all that stuff out.
Yeah, man. Here it is, Screener Squad and whatnot too. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down to your beautiful face, and I think I'm not gonna find it because I don't know how to access fucking site.
Oh, dude, you're not on the right you're not on the right spot. You go to Whoara at the top of the page.
Okay, I'm stupid. Hey, people, make sure to message Alan to ask him how to find his shit because they got like 20 shows. Man, one of us is like 10 double toasted.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But Chris Cox, yeah, it's a good site though. Everyone go over there, check that out. Alan is fucking awesome on it. He's way better than me at reviews. One day I'll get better. And then, by the way, too, speaking of like when I was bringing up Brainside Hangout and everything, I'm putting you on there, motherfucker. Okay, you're gonna be part of this shit, so you don't talk shit anymore. Because it's like you want to talk shit so much, I'm gonna have you on there so you don't talk shit anymore because it'll be your thing.
I've been on there twice. That hasn't stopped me.
Yeah, but you weren't really there. You know, with Hovik and Trey, you know, you're just like on the very bottom. You know, like you don't really matter in that sense.
He literally threw the camera at me 3 times.
Well, none of that. Like half the time you're blind from Hovik's back screen from his phone.
Exactly.
Also, apparently I wore a white shirt, and that was apparently a huge fucking mistake because I just started glowing the whole episode.
You are an angelic motherfucker. Like I said, you are the sexiest, Birdman.
Jet, tomorrow are we gonna be playing some Mortal Kombat 11, and then I'm gonna school you?
Maybe.
And possibly. No, Jet's actually been getting a lot better, probably, because I haven't been able to play MK11 because I play with the AI all the fucking time. So I'm not even getting practice in because apparently in this game, to get actual fucking points, you gotta watch it play, like YouTube. Fucking bullshit.
Listen, I'm just trying to unlock all the like very sexual outfits.
Yeah, they are pretty
for
good.
the men,
especially on Scorpion. Get over here. Anyways, getting the
Scorpion,
fuck out.
Shao Kahn.
No, Shao Kahn is showing all that leg, man. He has some nice ass legs, and just getting the fuck out here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. No, don't you make him nasty. We're getting the fuck out of here. Ganja on that 3 and on that 2. And on that
one attack.
Damn, Chad. Bob's saying I need Ant-Man to expand my Wi-Fi. That makes no sense.
He said he needed Wi-Fi expander. I'm like, you need fatter Wi-Fi? You need Wi-Fi booster.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Ganja's saying extra thick. That makes no fucking sense. Motherfucking Cyrus. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
I mean, Cyrus is extra.
He's pretty cool. No, I like him. Oh, Eddie's saying to play Overwatch with me? Let's do that. I'll whoop your fucking ass.
Next time I'm gonna play Overwatch.
Are you gonna be Ron again when I play this tomorrow? Watch me play.
No, part of me is hoping you're just gonna go so far out of your way just to spite me. Cause you're like, it's usually happens like, fuck it, it's too much work, I'll just play Mortal Kombat. But I feel like you're gonna go out of your way to extra spite me.
I will. I'll do that. I'm a petty motherfucker. Thank you guys for watching.
Either way,
I'm
happy.
Kill your bosses.
No. Then I would be dead, you fucking asshole.